Karen accused driver of ignoring her, then refused to even open the door. The sun beat down on Willow Lane, a quiet suburban street where neatly trimmed lawns and pastel houses usually whispered peace. But today, the air crackled with tension. Karen Mitchell, a 48-year-old accountant known for her sharp tongue and sharper glares, stood at the edge of her driveway, arms crossed, her blonde bob swaying as she shouted. Across from her, 24-year-old Jake Harper gripped the steering wheel of his battered pickup truck, his knuckles white. His truck, parked slightly askew, had sparked this firestorm. "You ignored me." Karen's voice sliced through the morning calm. "I waved for you to stop, and you just barreled through like you own this street." Jake, a delivery driver rushing to meet a deadline, leaned out his window, his face a mix of exasperation and disbelief. "Lady, I didn't see you. I was focused on the road." The truth was murkier. Jake had been distracted, glancing at his phone's GPS for a split second as he turned onto Willow Lane. Karen, stepping out to grab her mail, had waved frantically, expecting him to halt. When he didn't, her temper flared. To her, this wasn't just about a truck. It was about respect, control, and her unspoken role as the neighborhood's self-appointed guardian. "You could have killed me," she snapped, though she'd been safely on her driveway. The accusation hung heavy, drawing a small crowd of neighbors. Mrs. Larson peeked from her porch, phone in hand, filming. Teenager Sammy Rodriguez lingered nearby, skateboard underfoot, eyes wide. The scene was a powder keg, and Karen's words were the match. Jake threw up his hands. "I'm sorry, okay? I didn't mean to scare you. Can we just move on?" But Karen wasn't done. She marched closer, her voice rising. "Move on? You think you can disrespect me and just drive off? I'm calling the police." The crowd murmured. Jake's jaw tightened. He was already late, and a police report could cost him his job. "Ma'am, please. I'm just trying to do my job." Karen's eyes narrowed. "Your job? Your job is to pay attention. People like you think you can do whatever you want." The standoff escalated as Karen pulled out her phone, dialing 911 with theatrical flair. Jake's heart sank. He glanced at the neighbors, hoping for an ally, but most avoided his gaze. Except for Sammy, who stepped forward, his voice shaky but clear. "Mrs. Mitchell, maybe he didn't see you. I was skating nearby, and it looked like an honest mistake." Karen whirled on him. "Stay out of this, Sammy. You're just a kid." Sammy flinched but held his ground, his unexpected courage shifting the crowd's mood. Mrs. Larson lowered her phone, frowning. Another neighbor, Mr. Patel, muttered, "She's blowing this out of proportion." The tide was turning, but Karen didn't notice. She was too consumed by her righteous fury. The police arrived, 2 officers stepping out of a cruiser. Officer Daniels, a calm veteran, listened as Karen recounted her version, her voice trembling with exaggerated fear. Jake explained his side, admitting his distraction but emphasizing he'd never endangered anyone. The officers exchanged glances. "Ma'am," Daniels said, "it sounds like a misunderstanding. No one was hurt. Maybe we can resolve this without paperwork." Karen's face reddened. "A misunderstanding? He ignored me. He's dangerous." Daniels turned to Jake. "Son, just apologize and move the truck." Jake nodded, swallowing his pride. "I'm sorry, Mrs. Mitchell. I'll be more careful." But Karen wasn't satisfied. She demanded Jake's name, his employer, his license plate. The officers hesitated, sensing her escalation. Then came the twist no one expected. Mrs. Larson, the quiet widow who rarely spoke, stepped forward, her voice steady. "Karen, I saw it all from my porch. You weren't in danger. You waved after he'd already passed. You're making this bigger than it is." The crowd gasped. Karen froze, her authority crumbling. Mrs. Larson, the neighborhood's silent observer, had just flipped the narrative. Karen stammered, "You're wrong. You're all against me." Daniel sighed. "Ma'am, let's calm down. Why don't we all go inside and talk?" Karen's eyes darted to her house, her sanctuary. But instead of inviting them in, she backed toward her door, her voice shrill. "No, I'm done here. You're all protecting him." With that, she stormed inside and slammed the door, refusing to open it even when Daniels knocked. The officers shook their heads and told Jake to move along. The crowd dispersed, whispering about Karen's meltdown. Sammy skedaddled, his small act of bravery unnoticed by most. Jake drove off, shaken but relieved. Days later, Willow Lane buzzed with gossip. Karen's outburst had fractured her reputation. Neighbors who once feared her tongue now pitied her isolation. Mrs. Larson's quiet truth had exposed Karen's need for control, revealing a woman trapped by her own anger. Jake, meanwhile, quit his delivery job, haunted by the encounter. He'd learned a hard lesson about focus, but also about the cost of clashing with someone like Karen. The wooden mailbox post on Willow Lane now bore a handwritten note, scrawled in marker, "Karen versus driver." A neighborhood divided. It was Sammy's doing, a cheeky jab at the drama. But beneath the humor lay a deeper truth. The clash wasn't just about a truck or a wave. It was about pride, misunderstanding, and the human need to be seen. Karen's refusal to open her door mirrored her refusal to listen, to connect. Her accusations, born of a moment's frustration, had spiraled into a spectacle that left her alone, her heart bitter. The story of Willow Lane lingered, a cautionary tale of how quickly anger can divide. Jake's mistake was human, Karen's reaction was too, but the fallout was a tragedy of missed chances. Mrs. Larson's courage and Sammy's small stand showed that truth and kindness could shift the narrative, but only if someone listened. What do you think? Was Karen's outrage justified? Or did her refusal to open the door reveal a deeper flaw? Share your thoughts on justice, community, and the line between standing up and tearing down.